Right. Well then, 20th time's the charm, I guess. Oh, good lord, I'm going to have an aneurysm by the time this is all over. Let's get into a more comfortable light, shall we? Ah, that was dramatic, wasn't it? 3 Stoned. The album's revealed Gravitation. The song? Gravitation. Wonderful, wonderful track. I think I figured out what I'm going to start doing for intros. Play about 20 seconds of a clip. Avoid getting copyright striked. I mean, it's under 30 seconds. I guess that's how it works. Hell, I don't know. We're learning together. Well, I'm learning. Some of you might already know this. In which case, clue your favorite wizard in. Don't hold back. That's very rude. So, we have a new headphone today. This time, an actual headphone. Not an IEM. No, no, no. Ta-da! These are the Bear Dynamic DT990 Pros. The 250 ohm variety. Now, those of you with rather keen eyes have probably already noticed these are not the stock pads. No, these are not the pads you are looking for. Whoosh, I'm a Jedi. No, wait, I'm a wizard. Crap! Oh, well, I mean, they're kind of wizards, aren't they? I mean, it's sort of funky magic. I don't know. It's really hard to tell sometimes. Anyhow, these are the Shure pads. Pretty much the ones people say you should always put on your T50RP Mark IIIs from Fostex. I think they're liars and they're wrong, but I like a darker signature. Now, I'm sure you've all seen so many different reviews about these particular headphones that you're ready to just about eat a bullet. Not suicide, like just eat a bullet. Because that sounds way more appetizing than watching another person do a review on some tired old headphones. Well, I'm a tired old man. More or less. Anyway. No, what I'm offering is another option for those of you that want to revitalize these wonderful pairs of headphones here. I'm going to offer you up a few different selections of choices, and what I find works best for me, being a very treble-sensitive man. Now, bottom line, would I get these Shure pads and the DT990s again if these were to catastrophically break? Please note, they are really, really close to that point already. So, it might be sooner than all of us think. With that being said, yes, I have figured out the perfect setup for me, personally, to calm down the highs. The highs are still very, well, there we go. First slur, and I'm not even 4 minutes in. Hoorah! This is going to be a long, long video for me. Right. It doesn't remove the highs. It still keeps them there. They're still very much present. Still very bright, shiny. Not as edgy as they were Edgy Mick Edge Boys before. I find using a slightly narrower pad, and for those of you that were gifted with the biological lottery and you don't have giganto ears, these will clear your ears just fine. For people like me, they fit somewhat snug. For extended uses, in terms of time frame, I would call these instantaneously better than the stock pads. Now, as you can tell from the stress fractures from both the right and the left side, well, that one can't really easily be caught by the camera. Let's see if I can do a magic trick. Nope, not really. You're just gonna have to take my advice. Not my advice, my words. I mean, I would like it to take my advice, but digressing. The point is, there's stress fractures here and here. This one's far more apparent, even without zooming in. Pretty bog standard for these headphones. So long as you're relatively gentle with them, it won't develop into a massive problem and cause a catastrophic failure. No, Instead, it'll just be annoying for the creaking and crackling and popping as you adjust them. Now, let's say you just bought a brand new pair, and you found out, holy crap, you're treble sensitive. Ta-da! This is the problem. Right, proper, and nice. You should do it. What also helps, because this is going to change the way they fit, bending the headband. It's metal in there. You can bend it. Bend these. Bend the yokes. Right here, here, maybe a little here. Do be gentle. You don't want to break them. That would be bad. Yay, I get to use the point and focus feature now because I'm not on wide angle. Hooray! It's like magic has happened. It's almost like I'm some kind of a wizard. I don't have to explain shit. It's magic. So, now, for those of you that are like, no, Fossil, you're an old fool and an idiot, you should always go for the wider, larger pads. Hold on, let me explain my case. The closer proximity, the shorter depth that these have, seem to quell the highs, boost up the mids from approximately the 80 to 11 hertz range. Well, that's actually lows. Your mids would be, I don't know, somewhere in the region of, if I had to guess just off the top of my head, because I've been at work all damn day, between the 280 region to the 850 region, that would be your mids from lows to highs, if I'm not mistaken. I know low frequencies don't really kick in till about 110 hertz and below, but audio does magical things sometimes whenever it wants. So, your low mids, about 110 up, is just, it bolsters them. Sounds warm and comfy. Now, your bass and sub-bass. So your bass from about a 110 to about 80 hertz. Lifted. Oh yes, it gets a lift kit, even though they're somewhat more shallow. Go figure. You crank them up to high enough volumes because you're deaf like me, and these get a nice bit of LFE, low frequency effect, some tactility, some rumble on your noggin, without having to buy skull candy crushers. Or skull crushers? The ones that vibrate, the ones that have transducers built in, alongside the speakers themselves, or the drivers themselves. I believe, due to the closer proximity to your earballs, the highs have less room to resonate, so they become somewhat quelled, and they meet the destination far quicker, giving a bit more room for the mids to do their things, so to speak. Because the highs don't have a bunch of room, sorry for the doggo, because the highs don't have a bunch of room to open up and resonate within the chambers, they seem to be a bit softer, a bit more manageable, especially for someone who's treble sensitive like me and owns a very expensive pair of headphones that were marketed on the dark, treble relaxed tone. And these, outside of select rap songs and certain electronica, I have a hard time recreating the types of bright sounds that make me wince in pain. Orchestral pieces are another thing entirely, but I mean, you know, let's not go down that road. So, different options for those of you that already own a pair that don't want to quell the highs because you're MLG Gamer Pro. Look at my mouse, it has buttons. I'm a pro too. I mean, oh yes, don't worry. I will help you out, dear viewer. Spadoom, badoom, ta-da. 3 Brainwaves XL Rounds. No, they are not all the same. Yes, the backs look the same. Just shut up and let me get on with it. Sorry for the fuzzies. I've had these for a while, and my doggo sheds. Sue me. I mean, don't. I'm poor as hell. But, you know, sue me. These are Right. These are the memory foam and velours from Brainwaves. They act like the stock pads, but at a little bit larger surface area, so they're comfier, much larger. They seem to give you a bit more... kick the camera again. Oh, I'm a genius. They seem to give you a slightly wider soundstage, due to the larger pad and a slightly larger lift-off distance. This, however, does not quell the highs as much as I personally like, but it does work pretty well. Pretty damn well. What you gain in imaging with the Shure pads, you lose just a little in some ways. It seems like you get better imaging the further out something is, towards the sides of the noggin, versus when it's supposed to appear here. The more closed-in pad seems to do a better job of giving you a more forward degree. Really should just put the dog outside when I do a video. Nope, starting over. Sorry. Poor quality as always. Give me time. The Shure pads seem to give you this sort of a range, whereas all of the XL pads seem to do this sort of a thing. That's just my ears. Maybe I'm not good with imaging. Who knows? But these are quite good if you want to keep a rough approximation of the stock sound, but you want it to be comfortable as all balls. Because, yeah, balls are comfortable. When your balls are comfy, this gives you the same head feel, but on your head, not your balls. See what I did there? Double entendre. Next pad. Ha! These are the Microsuedes from Brainwaves. These dampen the highs, I would say significantly more than the velours, and they sound a lot better. They don't breathe nearly as well, so your heat trapping problem is going to be more of an issue than before. The Shure pads are something like a perforated memory foam mix between the velours, inside the perforations, and the Microsuede, the actual perforated material. A great alternative if you have unforgivingly large ears, and you simply refuse to go to a slightly smaller, more cramped form factor. Great option. Would buy it again. I actually put these on my T50 RP Mark IIIs. And the way I do it, oh good God, do I get wonderful amounts of warmth out of them, instead of the analytical pokey bits that assault my ear holes. Next pad! These are the perforated leather innards. These are their hybrid pads. This perforated inner wall helps to sort of dampen the highs somewhat. Now, all of these, because they seem to dampen the highs ever so slightly, you get more of a warm connotation to the sound. I wouldn't say it's anything like what the Shures do. Not by a long shot. But if you really just do not like all the highs, this will give you better highs, as there's more reflective surfaces, acoustically speaking, for the highs to bounce off of and hit your ear hole. Now, if you want to be super MLG pro and sound whore with the best of them in Rainbow Six Siege or what have you, and you have to have all the treble in the world, these headphones are your best friend when you use a full leather set of pads. No velvety material, no silky material, nothing. No, just the leather. Yes, your earballs will get very hot, but you're MLG pro, you stick through it. Good job, you. I'm proud, and I'm sure your father and mother are too. I mean, hell, if you're pulling in money like ninjas, I'd be proud too. No kids, no money. You will. So, relatively short video. The overall point of this is to give you an idea. Yes, this is to give you an idea of what it's going to sound like, how it's going to behave, generally why, and what the different options are for you, the listener. I may have to downgrade this to regular 1080p instead of the widescreen. Or maybe pull it down to 30 frames per second instead of 60, because I'm going to have to stitch this video together. Oh joy, when it rains it bloody pours, doesn't it, old boy? Okay. If you want better imaging, it seems like a slightly less surface area friendly pad is the way you want to go. The more solid the material, the better the highs can reflect into your ear hole, the better the imaging, if I'm not mistaken. If you want a softer, more comfortable sound, because you want to listen to music like I put on the beginning of this video, go for a more suede or velour-like material. It seems like the smaller the surface area, or the circumference of the inner part of the pad, the less room the highs are able to do their thing, and the more quelled they become. And that's just my ears. But if my sensitive ears can deal with the sharp, knifey, stabby points that these headphones offer, trust me, if I can move away from EQing and just stick to pad rolling, you know they're doing something fancy. I even put it on my original sound card that I bought alongside of these headphones, and they sound markedly better for my particular tastes. Because if I want to be MLG Pro, well, I have headphones designed for that sort of thing. Not gaming headphones, no, just monitoring headphones that have great everything for what they are. So, what do you know? I'm done with my main talking points. Sub 20 minutes. About 17-ish? Yeah, 17, depending on how I cut this. So, do all those wonderful things that the YouTubers ask you to do, if you like. If you don't care to do that, then the one thing I will always ask for is a comment. Constructive, deconstructive criticism. I mean, I'd prefer not to be bashed and shat on. It's not exactly my fetish. But I suppose anything you walk away from and survive is a lesson to learn. If you wish to get to know me more, the comment section is the greatest place to do it. If you wish to help me make better videos, well, what do you know? The place I'm talking about is the best place to do it. Well, this video's dragged on long enough, and I've become rather redundant, and I'm tired, and I'm cranky, and I'm also kind of hungry and a little bit parched. No, remembered my meds today. Ah, right, I remember now. Have a wonderful day. A pleasant afternoon. A lovely night. And get comforting rest. Come back again to see me, the wizard, Farsil. I will have more magic in store for you later. Oh, before I go, I have a modification project I'm going to be doing. Some poor headphones are going to get torn apart and subjugated to my scientific tests. Completely legit scientific tests. Here's a quick little preview on what I've done to these poor little things. KSC 75s. I am going to do the Kramer mod. Open these up a little bit. Make these bad boys shine a bit more. And then, I have a spare pair I got for free from Amazon because they had an oopsie that they wanted to fix. So I'll be sacrificing non di protime a pair of the Monolith Retros to create a hodgepodge Franken-can. The KSC 75 Retros. This is gonna be fun, children. And you're coming along for the ride, aren't you happy? I am. Come back again soon. I'll try and keep up with the habit of at least doing one video a week. My target is for Saturday, but when I sleep for the entire weekend, almost 75+% of the way through, it's really quite hard to do that. So, I'll make up for it where I can. Bye-bye.